Good evening, everybody. My name is John Wilhelm, and I'm principal of Hamilton High School. On behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Mike Holbrook, and the Board of Education, I want to welcome you to our 2019 Hamilton High School Top Scholars Dinner, and thank you for your attendance. Tonight we are here to celebrate 4 years of outstanding high school scholarship and acknowledge our best students at Hamilton High School. This is always one of my favorite events of the year because not only do we get a chance to honor our students and families, but also honor the mentors who have been so important in their lives. Before we get started with the program, I want to personally acknowledge the work of our counselors who arranged this event and who also work individually with students to provide them with additional educational opportunities. Round of applause for the counselors. I also want to thank those here who are serving us tonight. They're not here right now, but Kirsten from Two Women in a Kitchen, there she is. Thank you so much for the wonderful dinner. And to our top seniors, I want to thank you for how you represent the district and the community. This group is more than just grade point averages and class ranks. Each one of the students we honor tonight is unique in their abilities and talents. But one thing they all have in common is the mark they will leave at Hamilton High School. It was very interesting to me as I was reading some of the memorable educational moments. I couldn't help but notice that some of you listed a failure or a struggle you had along the way. And I actually thought that this was fantastic. Not because I revel in your failure, okay? But because you had the experience and it made you better. There's an old adage which goes along the lines of this: a rock thrown into the air loses nothing by coming down and has gained nothing by going up. It essentially has returned the same. When I look around this room, I see tremendous success and accomplishments. Understanding this adage is important because it protects us not only during setbacks, but also for our successes. I hope that these honors, these achievements, don't change who you are, that you stay the same. The successes that you have had at Hamilton High School don't make you an impressive person. The same with failures. Daniel, I didn't think any less of you because you struggled on that Carlson test, all right? Our perceptions of what we value should not be influenced by those external events. What is important are actions and choices. This is a truer indication of who you are and what you value regardless of your accolades or even your missteps. Whether you have a day that begins with an acceptance to a prestigious university or ends with a rejection letter, you are the same. Whether you receive an academic scholarship or need to work to pay your tuition, whether you develop a first-name relationship with your college president or meet that person the day you accept your diploma, you're the same. Success or failure, highs or lows, they don't change you. You stay the same, humble and steady like a rock. At this time, I would like to introduce one of our school counselors, Mrs. Allison Bridge. Allison will be leading us through our top scholar recognitions. Thank you, Allison.
A little short. Good evening. My name is Allison Bridge, and I am on a team of counselors here at Hamilton High School. And I want to thank everyone again for being here for our Top Scholars Dinner. We're so happy that you could come and help celebrate the achievements of our top 20 seniors. They've all worked extremely hard over their time here at Hamilton High School, and we know that they have very bright futures ahead of them. This year's top 20 currently represents about 75% of the total scholarships that we've received so far. So that in itself speaks to the incredible work ethic, determination, and passion that lies within each of you. You will notice that we don't have all 20 students with us tonight. Unfortunately, due to a couple factors, there are some students that were not able to be present. I also want to point out that in the program, each student, as Mr. Wilhelm has mentioned, has written about their favorite educational memory. And at this time, I'll begin introducing students so they can come up and briefly speak about their future plans. So first we have Daniel Sutton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Sutton, and I'm currently undecided as to where I will spend the next 4 years of my life. But wherever I go, I plan on double majoring in international relations and Mandarin Chinese with continued study in Spanish, because I don't speak Chinese yet, but I have learned Spanish through Miss Mathis. Thank you. And I'm going to minor in linguistics with hopes of becoming an international corporate attorney or a diplomat or something of that nature. I brought with my educational mentor today, Mrs. Elizabeth Wagner, who was my AP US history teacher sophomore year. Having done poorly on my freshman year AP test, I was very nervous to take Mrs. Wagner's A-Push class, but she did an excellent job of preparing us for the test. And I firmly believe that everyone should have the opportunity to take AP US history under a teacher like Mrs. Wagner. She's very honest, down to earth, and has a fashion sense that is most definitely second to none. A lot of people may have disagreed with this approach to learning, but someone once said the truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth. And I have nothing but love and respect for Mrs. Wagner. It is my belief that that mutual respect is translated into years of singing, dancing, peanut M&Ms, and a whole lot of Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. Lastly, I brought with me my mother, Rosa, my father, Joseph, and my brother, Joseph, who I will not talk about tonight, but I will talk about in a later event in a more extensive manner. So stay tuned for a tear-jerking speech about how much I love my family. Thank you.
Next is Allison Sharp.
Hi everyone. I first want to thank everyone for coming tonight, and special thanks to Miss Bridge for preparing all of this. I know it was a lot of work. As of now, I'm undecided as to where I'm going to go to college, but I'm planning on majoring in political science with a minor in German language and literature. Tonight I've brought with me Miss Gill, who was my AP English Lit teacher, who really changed the way that I looked at literature and also life. She's just really been a big supporter, and she's always there to push me to go further. And yeah, whether that means proofreading my essays or writing me recommendations, she's always there. So thank you for that. And then I also wanted to thank Miss Wheat, my counselor, just for everything that she's done for me as well. Always, making sure I have all of these opportunities in life to succeed and be where I am today. And I also wanted to thank my coach, Mr. Turner, who isn't here today, but he's just really taught me how to be a better leader and also a better athlete. In the future, I want to go to law school and be a federal appellate judge, maybe someday a Supreme Court justice, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, lastly, I just wanted to thank my parents and my family. I know that they have done a lot to support me during these past 4 years, and I hope I make them proud as I become a first-generation college student.
Okay. Next we have Elias Tazak Pacheco.
Hello, everyone. Hola a todos, primero. Buenas tardes. I am Elias Pacheco, and as Miss Bridge said, well, I don't know, never mind. That was not the entrance I wanted to make. You didn't really say much about me. Firstly, I've decided to attend Columbia University in New York City to double major in biomedical engineering and computer science with a potential minor in French or whatever else I decide to tack on. It's really at this point. The reason I chose Columbia was because not only does it offer a consistently high-ranked engineering program, but it also has offered a variety of other opportunities to me. I was among 20 students selected for their Eggleston Scholars, which will provide me not only with a paired faculty mentor since day one when I arrive, but also $10,000 research grant to be able to conduct my own research and hopefully do a senior thesis that will be able to explore more about how we can cure cancer, because that was what I intend to do. That was not a proper sentence. I'm naturally nervous for this, but thank goodness I don't have to give a speech at graduation. Like, that's really what I'm gunning for. My future plans is I hope to enter a graduate program to get an MD, PhD, and become a physician scientist. I really have strived to be able to make a difference, especially coming from Guatemala and being able to expand healthcare opportunities to people both here in the United States and in my home country. My staff mentor here was Mrs. Dittmer. She definitely has been a big impact in my life. She was the first CCP teacher that I had, and she helped me gain sort of an understanding of the college environment and the rigorousness. I remember several times wanting to drop the class at some point or not continue into the next semester, but her help pushed me to be able to actually accomplish it. And with her help, she also allowed me to be successful when I took the AP calculus exam. So I cannot thank her enough for having her as a teacher. And I also just like to thank other teachers here that I've also had, because they've all left an imprint on me and helped me mature both as a person and as a student. Lastly, I'd also like to thank my parents, especially Jacob, my cute little brother, who I always love and talk so much about, but also my family, my mom and my dad, because without the struggles that they endured to get to this country, struggles that I think a lot of people can relate to and a lot of people in this country and in this city can relate to, are very important. And without them, I would not be standing here as part of the Hamilton community and the Big Blue family. Thank you.
Okay, next is Christopher Gibson.
Hello, I'm Christopher Gibson, as she just said. I plan to attend Miami University, and I'm going to double major in computer science and software engineering. If I don't know how many people have actually read the little thingy that you have, but if you read my thing, in general, I remember having this class. It wasn't the most, I mean, there's a lot of computer classes that just kind of teach you the basic stuff, and we went into a coding a little bit, and I don't know how. It's just amazing, because I imagine most people would type, do coding, and they'd think, oh, how can you do this all day? But legitimately just typing in random nonsense and turning it into a website, and it's just an amazing feeling, and I'd love to be able to do that going forward throughout the rest of my life. And so I invited Mr. Funston here tonight, and he was my 7th grade English teacher, and in general, I just feel like he was a very great teacher. I mean, there's various teachers that you go through the years having, and just, there are teachers that literally, you meet, you go through their class, and then you see them admire, and they don't even know who you are, and then and that's especially a thing as I've started taking classes in college. There's you just go through it, and it's so fast, and so there are some teachers that I've had that I never even learned their name. I don't think they even knew my name. And then Mr. Funston, though, you can tell there was a lot more passion in what he does, and that, I mean, he's now the vice principal over at Brookwood, and my brother and sister go there, and when I've gone to pick them up, he's asked me, how I'm doing, and about, my friends and various, projects I've done, and it shows a lot of, it shows how much he cares about what he does and everything, and I'd like to be able to apply that same kind of passion to my career going forward, and, I'd like to be able to care about what I'm doing and, remember all that I've done and not just throw out something for an audience and just say, oh, well, on to the next project, you know. And so, you know, I just want to thank him. And again, there's various teachers here tonight that I've had, and they're just all, you know, great and wonderful teachers. And just, you know, I mean, obviously you can only invite one, but there have been so many that, you know, have impacted my life in various ways. And so I'm just thankful for that, and thankful for my family that, you know, they drive me everywhere. They have, you know, I mean, give me a place to live, and, you know, it's, you know, they just do so much, and it's easy to just forget about all that, you know. There's a lot of times where you spend various, you know, lots of hours studying or doing whatever else for school, and, you know, it's just, you know, I appreciate all that's been done for me and for just, you know, all of us as, you know, scholarly people or whatever. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. So, you know, thanks.
Next is Morgan Mayer.
Hi everyone, I'm Morgan Mayer. First off, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, so thank you all for coming. Next year I plan on attending The Ohio State University. I want to get my bachelor's in speech and hearing science, and then I hope to get into their master's program for speech language pathology. I want to be a speech therapist at an elementary school, preferably in Hamilton City School District, so we'll see how that goes. Over the years, I've had several teachers that have changed me and helped me become the person I am. Tonight, I brought with me my first grade teacher, Miss Albrecht. I will forever be thankful to you for inspiring me, my love of reading, and for helping me to understand I could be anything I wanted to be. I remember when you had your sister come in, she was dressed as she was a veterinarian, and I was crazy about animals. I loved animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian. I remember trying it on, and I was like, wow, I can actually do this. Like, what? And then after that, I realized I can do anything I want to be and be anything I want to be. I would also like to thank all the teachers I've had over the years, specifically a few here tonight. Mr. Simpson, thank you for teaching me to express my thoughts and feelings, even if it goes against what everybody else believes. Mr. Sunderhouse, you make politics fun, which I never thought would be possible. And then I'd also like to thank my counselor, Mr. Bradley. You really have helped me through high school. You have been a huge source of support, guidance, and knowledge to me. Your patience with me and my constant questions is beyond appreciated. I'm not quite sure who I'm going to email next year every 5 minutes because I procrastinated on a scholarship that's due at 11:59 that night. I'll have to find somebody new, I guess. I would also like to thank Mr. Wilhelm for your time, effort, and passion you have for our school and your students is remarkable. You always make sure to ask me in the hallway how my day's going, or if I had a soccer game the night before, always asking how it was and everything, so thank you. And I'd also like to thank my classmates, those who are here with me and those who are not. I'm so proud to be part of this senior class, and I'm so excited that we went through high school together. I'd also like to thank my family. To my sister, Paige, I've loved spending my last year of high school with you in the same building. Our daily commute to and from school, even if we had just fought over clothes 10 minutes before, and our stops at Flub's, Target, or TJ Maxx if Daniel was working. I'd also like to thank my little sister who isn't here tonight for keeping me on my toes and making me laugh when I feel like crying. And I'd also like to thank my parents. Thank you for your unwavering love and support. Our family has always been our top priority, no matter what sacrifices you had to make along the way. I'm motivated by your lives and beyond blessed to have parents that love me beyond measure, but also taught me I'm never entitled and always to be kind. Thank you.
Next is Hunter Scott.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hunter Scott, and I am humbled and honored to be speaking in front of all you tonight as the 6th ranked scholar of the HHS class of 2019. I am currently undecided on both my college and major, but I'm leaning towards going to either Miami University, Xavier University, or Drury University and majoring in either business or engineering. If it was possible, I would bring every single teacher, counselor, and administrator I've ever had to tonight's dinner, but the one I chose tonight was my 1st and 2nd grade teacher from Monroe Elementary, which is now Ridgeway Elementary, Mrs. Kim Florick. And she is special to me for many reasons. For one, she was the first teacher I've ever had that started this long and successful educational journey. Additionally, she taught me the most important and useful educational and life skill that I still use today, reading directions. You see, I was not a very good student when I was in 1st grade. I would always write down a bunch of random stuff and rush through on all my assignments just so they were done, and never knew that there were actually directions on there that I had to follow. After a parent-teacher conference between Ms. Florick and my parents midway through the school year, both of them began to really shove it in my brain to always read the directions before doing my assignments. And ever since then, I flourished through the rest of 1st grade, 2nd grade, elementary school, middle school, high school, and my college classes. And I truly believe I would not be in this position speaking to you all right now if it was not for this important skill being instilled in me by Ms. Florick. Ms. Florick, thank you for always supporting and believing in me. You will always and forever hold a special place in my heart, even though you're a Steelers fan. Hooday. There are also some others I would like to shout out for their contributions to my successful journey. First, thank you to Mr. Wilson, my 7th grade history teacher, for also believing in me, being a true friend, and helping me out through the toughest times. Next, thank you, Mrs. Wheat, my high school guidance counselor, for always helping me out by keeping me on track to graduate in this position, working with me through the fun and enjoyable college application process, and always wanting to talk about the bachelor with me. Additionally, thank you, Ms. Blevins, my sophomore English teacher, for always being a sweet soul and being someone who I can talk about just about anything to. Furthermore, thank you, Mrs. Quans, whom I never officially had as a teacher, for providing me with ACT tutoring and spilling out all the secrets to the test to help me improve my score, as well as giving me advice on my college and scholarship essays to make sure they were in ship shape. Likewise, thank you, Mr. Wilhelm, Ms. Lewis, Ms. Gibbons, and Mr. Shermer, all my high school principals, for supporting me in everything I do and helping me get through last school year where I felt like I had hit rock bottom. Those tough times only made me into a better and mature man that I am today. Most importantly, thank you to my biggest fans, Mom, Dad, Erica, Mama, Pawpaw, Grandma Scott, all of whom are present this evening, and Grandpa Scott in heaven above, for always loving me unconditionally, supporting me in all my dreams and endeavors, and for teaching me many important life lessons like the golden rule to always stay humble and kind, and just being amazing role models to me in general. I would not be the person I am today without you all. Thank you very much to everyone who has been there for me throughout this journey called life, and for helping me achieve the success I have today. Words can't describe how much you all are loved and appreciated. Thank you.
Next is Connor Robinson.
Hello. So I am currently undecided where I'll be going next year. I'm not 100%, but I think it's the University of Kentucky. And then, of course, I'm also not 100% sure what I'll be studying, but I think it's business and psychology. I invited Mrs. Dam here today. She's my 4th and 6th grade. She was my 4th and 6th grade language arts teacher at Highland Elementary. And really, I just formed a relationship with her ever since my brothers had her. I just remember her greatly and everything and all that. I can't begin to express my gratitude towards my parents. And my grandma's not here tonight, but really, ever since I was little, she has taken me and my brothers to school, came every morning to give us breakfast. And really, she's awesome. And maybe she's watching tonight, I'm not really sure. Also, Mrs. Wheat, she is incredible. She might want to kill me. I applied to 20 colleges and over 30 scholarships, but I'm sorry, but we're not done. I still have more to get later. Probably at home. I'll probably do them tonight. I'm not really sure. Also, administrators, teachers, you guys are incredible as well. Hamilton High School is a great place. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and I'll always remember it throughout my life. That's it. Thank you.
Next is Varick Bibis.
Good evening, everybody. I have decided to, well, my name is Varick Bibis, and I have decided to go to the University of Cincinnati because I just really like the campus, and it's close enough to home that if I get homesick, I can come home, but it's far enough away that there will be, hopefully, no surprise drop-ins. I decided to study physics for my major. I plan on getting a bachelor's of science in physics and then a minor, hopefully, in math. I used to want to go into chemistry because I have a thing with particles, I guess. I really like science, and after having AP Physics with my mentor, Mr. Eaton, it really sparked my passion in physics. I really enjoyed, I guess, manipulating equations and just like exploring the physical properties of the world and understanding the world around us. And it excites me for the future to be able to study physics and then hopefully to go to graduate school to learn about astrophysics, because I'm just a huge nerd and I like quantum mechanics and the space and whatnot. But then before graduate school, I'd like to go into the Navy for a nuclear engineering program because they've offered me like a $40,000 signing bonus, free schooling, and nuclear reactors that I get to work with, so that's awesome. And I'd like to thank my teacher, Mr. Eaton. He's done a lot for me, specifically, especially through JSA, Junior Save America, a club that I'm president of. It's really guided my life through the past 2-3 years, and Mr. Eaton's been the TA for that, so he's done a lot. He's paid for our convention fees at times. He's bought our airplane tickets. So he's really guided me through my high school career, and he set me up for success, for sure. And I also like to thank my parents because they're always there for me, and they're always supporting me. That's all.
Next is Casey Porter.
Greetings, everybody. I would like to start with a short story. It was junior year, second semester. I was enrolled in CP Mythology for my second period class, and unlike other people who may have taken it just because, I was actually interested in mythology, so I was a little excited to be there. I remember looking around the room and seeing all the knickknacks and bumper stickers, and I thought to myself, wow, this is my kind of guy. And I had no idea how right I would be. Mr. J.D. Simpson teaches English Composition 1 and 2, as well as mythology, at the high school. Mr. Simpson is extremely popular among the students at the high school, and for good reason. He always reaches out for a personal connection with each of his students. For example, he has called me a master of voice and has given me a nickname, the Mad Monk. He is unique in that almost everyone I talk to that has had him only has positive things to say about him. He also impacted my life in an influential way. At the time of taking CP Mythology, I was struggling with what I wanted to do with my life. Everyone would say, do what makes you happy, and what I like to do was entertain people. One of my favorite types of school projects are video projects because I love making them, and people typically end up liking them. Unfortunately, video projects became increasingly rare as high school went on, and in 10th grade, a video project I made did not go so well, leaving me somewhat shocked and a little disheartened. I'd basically given up on those videos at that point, but then mythology happened. At some point in the year, Mr. Simpson assigned us a project. We could do it however we wanted, and I was a little conflicted at first. Should I try another video? Or should I just do an easy Google Slides presentation and call it a day? I decided to do a video. I worked alone on the project. Although I had help from outside friends for filming, I wrote the script, I acted, and I edited the video. It was the first video project that I did almost entirely by myself instead of with others, and I was nervous when presenting it. I was afraid that it wouldn't go over well, but that wasn't the case at all. The class loved it. Everyone was complimenting it after it had finished, and Mr. Simpson himself seemed to really enjoy it. I ended up getting 100% on the project, which was really nice. But what was more important was what Mr. Simpson revealed to me. I have a voice, and it deserves to be heard. I have had his English composition class all of senior year, and he still hasn't stopped reminding me of that. It's okay to try different things, to take risks. He may teach writing, but this lesson extends beyond that. It goes into real life as well. But what I find funny about this is that it's actually very similar to a concept that we learned of in mythology. In the monomyth or hero's journey structure, the hero of the story goes through his quest via steps that act as a circle. They first start in the ordinary world until they receive a call to adventure. At one point along the circle, the hero refuses this call to adventure until they meet a mentor to help them on their quest. I don't know if Mr. Simpson ever realized this, but he is the mentor of my quest. I almost refused the call, but he led me back on the path. And while my quest isn't over, and there's still a lot of monsters to fight, I can't thank him enough for what he did. For college, I won't be going to Bob's College in Des Moines, Iowa, but I will be going to Ohio University. And while there, I will be in the Scripps College of Communication, and I will study the major of Integrated Media, which falls under the Media Arts and Studies umbrella. With this, I wish to pursue a career in television, although film and advertising are also on the table. A longtime dream of mine is having my own television show, and I'm so excited that there's a chance that could be a reality. I'd also like to thank my parents, Heather and Dan. Both of them are here. They've always taught me to keep going and to keep working hard, and they also created me, which is kind of important. I'd also like to thank my brothers, my grandparents, aunts, uncles, close friends, acquaintances, teachers, counselors, even my allergist, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. Basically, I just want to thank anyone and everyone who has been a part of my life, because you all mean a lot to me. So thank you.
Next is Trisha D'Angelo.
Sorry, I'm really short. My name is Trisha D'Angelo, and I plan to attend the Ohio State University to major in microbiology and possibly minor in biology, business, whatever I feel like at the time. I changed my mind a lot with the college I wanted to go to, and it just taught me that it's important to think things through all the way before I make my final decision, and I believe I have made my final choice. The mentor I brought today is Miss Suzanne Huber, and although she never really was a teacher, I'll explain, that sounds really bad. She was a proctor for a CCP class. That means that a professor comes in 3 days a week and teaches, and then the proctor is sitting in the classroom for 2 days. The thing that was different about Miss Huber is that she always was there to help. I mean, always. She would ask us every day, do you need help? I can go over problems. And it just really taught me that to be in a workplace, you have to have a passion and you have to love what you do. And I love microbiology so much that when I was in the 6th grade, I would work with petri dishes in my basement, looking at the bacteria. That sounds really bad. But I just know it's what I want to do, and I want to teach people about it. And I try to now, but, I would also like to thank my dad, because as our family is really small, we are strong together, and that's all that matters, that we support each other through everything that happens. And I think that's about it, so thank you for your time.
Next is Amanda Moritz.
First off, I'd like to say that I am beyond grateful to be standing here in front of all of you this evening. Hamilton High School has prepared me for so many things, including my future college career. I will be attending The Ohio State University and majoring in mathematics. The wonderful people at this high school have prepared me for this moment. The mentor I have with me tonight, Senora Mathis, is one of the many teachers who have impacted my life. She made me feel less like a student and more like a person. I always knew that if I was in her class, I would have a smile on my face. And I would like to thank my friends who have always been there for me throughout my high school years, my family for always supporting me in life. And lastly, I would like to thank the entire staff of Hamilton High School for their dedication to their jobs and for everything that they do for all of us. Thank you.
Next is Parker Ashley.
Good evening. Here, okay. I'd first like to congratulate all my fellow classmates on this accomplishment. Took a lot of hard work. We're done. We made it. I also like to thank Hamilton City School District for a great place for students to go to school and learn. In the fall, I'll be attending OSU to major in marketing and minor in sports management. I hope to become a marketing manager for a large company, hopefully New York City. I guess we'll see what happens. One of the things that struck me about OSU is all the opportunities that it holds. It's a great city, Columbus is, to go to school. A lot of opportunities for internships with all the companies that are up there. And then if you look at the class size, not class size, but total population, 45,000 students. A lot of people see that number and immediately turn away. I think that's too many people. I see opportunity to make new connections, meet new people, and have great opportunities to do things. My mentor was Miss Bridge. She's helped me all through high school, asked me, do I need help scheduling classes, introduced me to new scholarships, asking me how the college application process is going. And then whenever I need something, she's there. Email her, she responds right away. Just can't thank you enough for all that you do, and all the counselors. I know, talk to all my friends, constantly talking about how much their counselors are there to support them. I also like to thank the staff at all school districts. They do a great job making sure all the students get an education that's of very high quality. I also like to thank my family, always supporting me, pushing me harder and harder. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, next is Caitlin Combs.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I plan to attend the University of Cincinnati for fine arts. I just want to thank my mentor, Mrs. Dornan. She has pushed me through every step. I don't think I would be where I am today without her help. I never thought I was really good at art, and then she was like, I had her for sophomore year, Art 1, and she told me that I should take a bunch more art classes so that I could be in her AP art class. And I did that, and here I am. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Yeah.
Okay, up next is Zachary Carson.
Hello, my name is Zachary Carson, and I'll be attending Ohio University. And on the paper it says college science. I don't know what that means. My goal is to do computer science. I also don't know what that means, to be honest. So I'm basically undecided. The mentor I brought with me was Mr. Sunderhouse, and I'd like to thank him for keeping a cool head in classes where it might get a little wild. In 7th period last year, it was full of bright students, but it was all best friends. So when that happens, it gets very loud. But he was always able to get through it and to make sure that we all learned the best that we could. And history and government was something I was never really interested in. I always hated politics. I never really thought I'd grow to like it. And at the beginning of the year, he would always say, if you're in this class, you must have some inkling in politics. You must like it in some way. And I was like, no, I'm just here. And by the end of the year, he'd say that, and I was like, yeah, I think I do. So I'd like to thank him for that. And I'd also like to thank my family for giving me good genes and pushing me when I thought I wasn't going to be able to get through something. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Next is Olivia Yachman.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Yachman, and I'll be continuing my psychology major at Miami University, where I have been a College Credit Plus student since freshman year of high school. I met my mentor in a Learn to Ice Skate class I helped coach. She was actually one of my students. After several weeks, Melissa decided to adopt me into her family. She always gave me advice on classes to take, study techniques, and any other advice I probably wouldn't listen to from my parents. Her continual encouragement and support she gives to cancer patients she sees every day spills into everyone she meets. One thing I remember the most when I kept taking the ACT over and over, and being a terrible test taker, she would text me every time before, reminding me that I was more than just a number, and not to worry. She would write a letter to admissions if she had to. We all need a cheerleader in our life like Melissa, and I thank her for everything she has done for me. I also want to thank my parents for coming tonight. It means the world to me that they have supported me for all these years, and I couldn't have done any of this without them. Thank you.
Thank you, seniors. This is a very exciting time for us where we get the opportunity to hold these great events such as this one and truly celebrate all of the amazing accomplishments of our senior class. We're also proud of you and know that when you leave these doors, you will never go without support. The educator mentors who are sitting with you have impacted your life and will continue to be there for you. It is what we do as educators. I would like to take a minute to have all of the educator mentors please stand so that you can be recognized for being an inspiration to our students. Students, from Hamilton City School District, we wish you the best of luck in everything you pursue. We cannot wait to hear about the incredible adults you will become and the success that life brings you. I want to thank everyone for coming and all of the top 20 to please come to the front so we can get your picture.